June's full moon in Capricorn is slow, stable, creating something long lasting. It's going to force us to use moderation, be very disciplined, and well paced so that what we're creating really has a chance of longevity. And really, these are the building blocks of making our dreams come true. This full moon is squaring Neptune, which means that there's a reality check happening. This reality check can also be the very energy that's needed to make our dreams, fantasy, art, creation, everything in the ethereal and intangible, really bring it in to grounded, earthly, material form. It could be a tough energy, but it's really going to be worth it. It's not necessarily going to be tough. Even though this is a square to Neptune, I think this is just, it's the kind of energy that you're trying to put a square into a round hole. So there's a challenge, but it's well worth it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. It really means the world. I'm going to give you a bit more information about June 21st, full moon in Capricorn, and then I'm going to give you the sign by sign so you can click the timestamp below to listen to your sun, moon, and rising. If you don't know your astrology chart yet, but you know your birth time, check out the video in the description to use AstroSeek to find your birth chart and this information to get more out of your readings. This square to Neptune, the more challenging, abrupt, forceful energy that's coming from the full moon at this time and activating Neptune, this is not a typical square because it's what we refer to as an out of sign square. So Neptune is in Pisces at 29 degrees at the very final degree, and this full moon is at 1 degree Capricorn. So they're both just on the edge of the 30 degrees that each sign occupies. Neptune in Pisces is, without looking at degrees, is actually a sextile and a trine to this full moon, which are typically pretty easy energies. So that's a gift. If you are trying to put a creation into form, if you have been romanticizing something and you want it to be real and tangible in this material world, this is the kind of energy that can help that happen for you. Another interesting thing about this moon is that it is the first part of what we are going to experience next month as a blue moon. We have 2 full moons in Capricorn this year, and that happens once in a blue moon. Usually there's 1 full moon and 1 new moon per sign every year. This configuration can mean that this full moon could feel somewhat like a beginning being at 1 degree Capricorn. There could be an illumination that takes place, that the moon light and the sun sending rays to Neptune, which Neptune can keep things secret and under wraps. So this is definitely a moon where something that was unseen can be looked at in a very different way. And that could be the ingredient that is part of this feeling of something being new and different. It could be part of this feeling of something starting fresh because our perspectives are changing in one way or another. When something comes to light, that can be a change of perspective. Venus and Mercury have recently just started their new cycle with the sun. So they have crossed over the sun and are still in pretty close relationship to this full moon. However, Venus is not far enough away from the sun, nor is Mercury to be at its best. So what that means is that topics around love, creation, beauty, romance, pleasure, communication, mindset getting our words out, expressing ourselves, figuring out what's on our mind, all of those things can be a bit of a challenge to express. It's not that we are not going to experience pleasure and communication and all of those lovely things. It's that they could be harder to access, or we just might need to slow down and not have everything all at once the way we might want to. With this energy, there could be a tendency to over romanticize and then see that the situation isn't actually as rosy and wonderful as we thought. This is a time when you want to be mindful of intoxicants and taking any mind-altering substances. This is a time where that could backfire and just not be the experience that you were hoping. But Mercury is about to square the nodes. So even if things, pleasure or enjoyment or art, my mother once told me that there are no mistakes in art. It is just a shift in direction. That's what's happening at this full moon, that there are no mistakes. It just might not have gone as planned, but that rerouting and shift of perspective is exactly what was needed to get to our destination. That is the Mercury square the nodes. So don't worry if you feel a little confused, if everything is blurry and lacking clarity. This full moon is going to give a dose of clarity and the pace to set a structure and work towards what it is that we ultimately really want. That is one of the best gifts of Capricorn, is setting the pace and getting things done in a way that can create wonderful achievements. Neptune in Pisces cannot do that without this sort of grounding support. Neptune in Pisces is all about the dream and the vision, but sometimes those dreams and visions never materialize because they just stay in the dream world. So even though we have these conflicting energies floating around, that is just the kind of dance between the ethereal and the grounded reality that we probably need. I hope that whatever dreams are materializing for you show up in ways that are quick and stable, and all the best support and love that you need in this process. Let's get into your sign. I'll see you there. Ooh, Scorpio. I love this energy for you in your third house. This full moon, if you are writing or using any kind of media to get creative projects out there, this is your moon. Neptune is in your fifth house, and that is all about creativity. You're following your God-given talents to express what is uniquely you. Hobbies, fun, pleasure, all of these fun topics of the fifth house, and really getting who you are in a creative, unique, spiritual person. Getting that out into a publication of some kind is very likely under this full moon. And if you don't see it happen at this full moon, then you are probably going to see more of this manifestation in July, when we have the second full moon in Capricorn that really completes that's really at the final degree and is going to make a big impact on something that's completing and coming to fruition. With the Sun and Mercury and Venus in your ninth house, you could have a new teacher show up, somebody that comes into your life and really helps move this writing project forward. The third house full moon can also mean that you are learning new skills, and maybe you're mastering the techniques required to get you further ahead with whatever it is that you're working on. So education could certainly be a piece of this, learning skills, and maybe even teaching other people. So I hope you get the time to create and really take advantage of this grounding energy and practical energy that's so connected to to your creativity. If you face challenges with that, just be patient and know that that's part of the process of really refining and getting so good that your final product is everything that you wanted. So I think with this, all I see is that if there's frustration, it's just that you're wanting this creativity to move so quickly, and the moon is really slowing things down. So be patient with yourself. Know that that process is really what's meant to be. And in the end, you'll see that slowing down really helped refine and make this everything you wanted. Hi, Sag. This is a second house full moon for you. So this is all about worth, assets, what you spend your energy on, what you spend your money on, and a lot of energy in the 8th house. So other people's resources, how other people support you. This could be intimate bonds, sudden reversals. This could be psychological healing that starts to transform how you manage your energy and your self-worth. There could be a female and a lot of energy around communication that comes in a supportive way to you. Support from females. Maybe you're working on intimacy and pleasure. This is the house of soulmate, sex, and intimacy. So maybe if you're deeply bonding with somebody, then there's some shifting and maybe not getting what you want as far as pleasure in some ways, and then working through that with communication and really starting to see one another and have a different understanding of what pleasure means to both people and how to make that happen. Now, this could show up with anybody who is in your life to support you. If they don't know what you need and what you value, it's really challenging to show up in the ways that you need them to. This is an opportunity to get clear about what is deep inside of you. Neptune is in your 4th house, so that can create fogginess around what your internal world, what is going on inside your internal world. And Saturn has been there asking for discipline in this part of your life so that you can better understand your inner workings and use that to create a world on the outside that reflects what you really value and what you want out of this life. So this is great energy to go within, do some meditation. This is a good energy for going within, spending time in meditation. If you are in therapy and that's part of this, then I think that family lineage stuff is probably coming up. What has been passed down to you through your DNA and your upbringing is starting to gain clarity and starting to shift your values. And next month's blue moon, you might even see the more benefits and more actual abundance or shifts in what you value, what you purchase, how you treat your body, all of those things. The goal here with the node placement, whatever is going on with the communication around your psyche and your intimate bonds and your support from other people, this is ultimately working in your 5th house of creativity, children, pleasure, fun. This is the goal. That's what all of this energy is pointing towards with the North Node there for you right now, Sag. So I hope you're having more fun, and I hope whatever shows up at this full moon helps you get a little bit closer. Hi, Capricorn. This is your full moon, and you get 2 of them this year. So what is that going to mean for Capricorns? Well, this is about you. This is about being authentically you as much as possible. This could be really changes anywhere in your life. A new you is having the light shone on it. And this could be through reflection from other people. So maybe it's other people that are helping you see yourself better under this energy. Especially a female, it could be communication that you have with Females, this is your 7th house. This is your partnership house. If you have a significant partner that you live with, then they could be the ones holding a mirror up and showing you more about who you are, what you stand for. With Neptune in your 3rd house, you initially might have a difficult time putting this into words. So the challenge is going to be to slow down, but don't give up. Don't give up trying to say what it is that is on your mind and having that very honest, truthful conversation with your partner, but also maybe what it is that you truly want and desire. Another possibility is, what would your communication look like if you could speak all of the poetry and the dreaminess and the creativity that is on your mind? What would your relationship look like if you could really express that inner artist in you? This is an opportunity to try. Your partner is probably going to be more chatty at this time and maybe wanting to talk about pleasure and what that means to both of you. And if you don't have a significant partner in your life, this can be any significant relationship, and really this can be just the way that others reflect who you are back to you. This could show up with anyone, but the 7th house is typically a significant partnership. So keep going when it comes to your creative expression. Be creative with your words and see if that helps get your message across. For you, the North Node is currently in your 4th house. So the Mercury square, if there's tension in communication, it is to help bring out what you typically don't show the rest of the world. Capricorn energy can be a bit stoic, especially when it comes to things that are ungrounded like Neptune. But life isn't all just about the practical day-to-day stuff and career and getting things done and taking all of the necessary steps. Sometimes life needs that balance of creativity, dreaminess, and especially in relationships. This is an opportunity to bring dreamlike energy into your relationship. And if there's resistance at first, that just helps show you where the next steps are. I hope that whatever is coming out for you with showing what's going on, truly going on the inside, and your creative expression is received well and continues to grow and flourish. Hi, Aquarius. This is a 12th house full moon for you. This is the hidden house. This is the house of Pisces. So this is the Neptune energy. This is something that could be, for you, the 12th house is Capricorn, and that's where this full moon is. But there's a strong Neptunian element, extra strong for you, which I like for Aquarius because you're such a creative mind and energy. So a little dash of sprinkle of Neptune and the practical guidance of Capricorn is how you do what you do, Aquarius. It's how you are one of the signs who can do this on a regular basis, this energy that I've been talking about, where we have this gift at this full moon to make the creative, intangible, tangible. So extra boost of that for you, Aquarius. But this could really be something hidden that comes to light for you. This could be getting more in touch with your desire to communicate with the unseen realm. This could be rest and retreat. It could be some balancing that needs to happen around escapism and retreat and getting work done. For some of you, this could be your values around escapism overall. Substance use is a topic that is part of the Neptune energy. And in your 2nd house, this has to do with what you value, but also what you put in your body. Pleasure and communication are certainly big topics with work, with your daily routines. This could be a reality check of your daily routines. Are you getting the things done that you really want to be getting done? If this feels challenging in the moment, don't sweat it too much. This is more just to be an illumination. And sometimes when something really dawns on us and we see it for the first time, it can just have an uncomfortable edge to it because it might be unexpected. But just know that this is ultimately creating better rest and retreat, better daily routines, better health. Maybe how you spend your money is coming up. If there are money leakages, they are likely to show up at this full moon, and it's just an opportunity for you to do something different if you don't like what's happening. Communication is a big core of the topics that are happening at the time of this full moon. For you, the North Node is in your third house in Aries, and this can be the type of communication that is sharp, abrupt. Often it's what needs to happen to stand up for people and get things done, stand up for yourself. But when it's out of balance or in the more shadow aspect, this is when it could just be offensive to people that you work with, specifically a woman that you work with. There could be some energy in your day-to-day life that needs a bit of tweaking when it comes to how you communicate and how you express what's on your mind. And when with a creative and unique Aquarius first house, really who you are, and that is getting the kick of transformation from Pluto, which is now in retrograde, and it's picking up any pieces that need to be adjusted. Who you are as a person is best received when your audience is feeling receptive to what you have to say. So there can be some finessing of your language and your social media and the way you get things out that is not changing who you are or your creative passions, not changing what you stand for. In fact, it hopefully will emphasize what you value with this Neptune square from the moon. But it looks like you might have to refine the method of delivery so that it's better received. And when it's better received, people can truly understand what you're trying to put out. So I hope that helps, Aquarius. Enjoy this full moon. I'll see you at the next one. Hi, Pisces. This is an 11th house full moon for you. This could mean a new beginning or a new ending with your friends, networks, markets of any kind, your community at large. There's something that's coming to light that maybe was hidden or unseen before, perhaps about you, perhaps about who you are as a person. Maybe you're letting people truly see you in a different way, and that's starting to create some ripple effects through your networks. They could be growing. Maybe something at this full moon starts to grow when it comes to your networks, and then in July's full moon you really see the manifestation of that. This likely is about a creative project and your God-given talents. You are in this energy. I really see that you are expressing who you are. But there could be some challenges around it, and I think that has to do with your values. I think that a situation could come up that you don't quite feel comfortable with, and you speak out about it, and it might create some friction. But as a result, people get to know who you truly are, and then you're surrounded more by the people who share those same values. So the end result is exactly what you want and exactly what you need. But sometimes conflicting values or shedding light on something that wasn't expected or was unseen can be a bit jarring at first. Keep that in mind if something shows up that's uncomfortable, and that ultimately being really strong in what you value, how you spend your money, how you spend your energy, what you eat. Those are the things that are going to support you at this time, and they're going to support your creativity. This really adds some tangible conditions to the work that you've been doing that's ongoing, Pisces, when it comes to creating structure around your very expansive creative energy. This full moon, the people that are part of this story are your community and networks. Maybe an audience is growing as a result of the clarity that you are getting on yourself. Definitely a time to be creative and expressive, playful, have fun. This is wonderful energy to be with your friends and express who you are, and yeah, beautiful, fun energy. And if you are working on creative projects, the momentum to vocalize it in some way could be there. I'll see you next time. Hi, Aries. This is a 10th house full moon for you. So this is a very visible part of your chart, the most visible part of your chart. Expect to be seen and be on display. This is great energy for career, reputation, status, your inner world when it comes to pleasure and romance and creativity, your home life. This is what is really reflecting into your career and reputation and status. So there could be a female at home, or maybe you're just getting in touch with that inner pleasure and beauty within yourself. There might be more communication at home that is somehow reflecting in your status and career. This is an energy where escapism in relation to home or career or visibility can create some friction and problems. You could be really standing your ground at home and being really assertive about getting what you want, getting your needs met at home. And that could be creating some friction, maybe some status changes for some of you. Keep in mind that the North Node in your house right now and these eclipses in your 1st and 7th house are really the overarching topic is about balancing self and other. So where is that balance, Aries? Where is that balance of time alone and escapism and retreat, and being there for your family members, being there for your home, being there for the females in your home, communicating and expressing at home? With a 10th house full moon, it could be that people are seeing you in a different light because of some of this expression. Maybe you are starting to bring up more about your internal world and what that looks like for you. With a Neptune square, it could be hard to be clear on what it is that's in your inner world. And so you might need some time alone to retreat and figure that out. That could be, if it's not about escapism and managing the desire to actually just be alone and hide out and not connect to the people you live with, then it could be that you maybe actually need that time alone to figure out yourself, be really clear on yourself, and then come back to those that you love. So however it plays out for you, those are just the overarching topics that really this is about a healthy, assertive Aries, not the more challenging, aggressive, butting heads Aries. So whatever it takes to be clear, but be gentle. With a full moon in Capricorn, there could be an energy of really just wanting to get things done. But the sun and Mercury and Venus in your 4th house, a very nurturing, home-focused, cozy energy. There's some balancing to do in all of those areas. So let me know how that's going for you, Aries, and I will see you next time. Hi, Taurus. This is a 9th house full moon for you. So a lot of energy in the 9th and third house axis. What that likely means is that you're focusing on what you believe, what your higher mind wants to seek as far as knowledge, and what your day-to-day mind can incorporate and actually get things done. Maybe it is social media or writing or the internet. Maybe a good book starts to shift your perspective on the world. This could be energy from your community, from friends, networks, perhaps ideas from friends and your greater networks, community are really starting to affect how you think about things, how you communicate, and how you express your beliefs about the world, but also how you incorporate other people's beliefs. The North Node in Aries for you could certainly be about the unseen realm. What is your understanding and connection with energy and that which is not tangible in our world? Maybe this is about retreat, and this is about balancing work and rest. And if that's the case, your mindset around that balance could somehow be changing and up for a shift. There's so many different topics with this one for you, Taurus, because this type of moon squaring Neptune in your 11th house could really shine some light on secrets in your community, things that have been held from you and are coming to light. Maybe it's these very secrets that starts to change how you perceive the world and what you believe about the energetic world. Or it could be that this secret activity with friends and networks is being kept under wraps for now. It's also part of the possible outcomes of this energy. Either way, it looks very chatty for you, very communicative. You could be talking about pleasure or talking about relationships more. You could be discovering more about communicating within relationships and within partnerships. And maybe that's what the time alone and the secrecy is about, is that you're really secluding yourself right now with another person and focusing on that communication and expression behind the scenes. This is a mysterious one for you, Taurus. So let me know in the comments below how it's showing up in your world. And I will see you for the blue moon next month. Hi, Gemini. This is an 8th house full moon for you. This really is an illumination of values. This is what you value. There's a lot of energy around how you spend your money, how you spend your energy, what matters to you about the foods that you take in, maybe how pleasurable foods are that you ingest, and how pleasurable the things that you spend your money are for you. If it doesn't bring pleasure, then it's not worth the investment, perhaps. There could be something about your spending habits and your energy habits that really turn a light on in your psyche and create a sudden reversal of psychological healing in some way, of support from other people. In some cases, this could be a dissolving of status or career related to your values, related to money, related to support from other people. This is the type of energy where you get a big inheritance and that completely changes your status and your career. But this is a challenging energy. So if it dissolves a career or a status or reputation for you, then that could pose some friction initially, but this ultimately is happening because you need something that aligns with your values and that matters to you and that is easier on your energy. The mercurial energy here squaring the nodes could mean that your values and how you're expressing them are starting to shift your networks and friends, your communities, and where you spend your time. I hope that regardless of the potential friction that shows up, Gemini, that you feel supported and aligned with your values at this full moon. And if it's questionable and there's friction on the journey there, then wait until next month's blue moon to have things manifest and come to fruition. I'll see you next time. Hi, Cancer. Big partnership energy for you over the next couple of months. Well, at least the next month. This full moon in your house of partnership could be the beginning of something that you are going to see come to fruition at the end of next month. There's a lot of energy in your first house. You have Venus there and Mercury, so you are feeling beautiful and chatty. And if you're not, then that's how the world is seeing you. So take this energy in. This is great energy for getting your hair done, doing any type of beauty maintenance or buying new clothes. Regardless of that, people are still going to see you in this really beautiful light, especially significant partners and significant partnerships. There could be some challenging energy about your perspectives, though, and what you believe in the world, how you believe the world works, and how your partners or other people in your life believe the world works. This friction is probably changing their perspective more than yours, but I think it's going to go both ways. That's going to be unique to everybody's situation. The ultimate goal in this energy for you is that this is a status changer. This has to do with career, reputation. So maybe some of these conflicts about perspective are actually coming from partners in the workplace and not romantic or any other kind. And know that any communication friction, it might actually come from you. It might be affecting the direction that you're going when it comes to your status and your career. And just remember that that isn't ultimately a bad thing, that when friction shows up, it is the best tool to create change. And change of your status or image in some way is looking like that is part of the picture. If you're feeling like you need to really express yourself and stand your ground with other people, go for it. Definitely energy to go for it, because as a Cancer, you can manage this Mercury and Venus in your sign quite well. And that means that your words are going to be soft and smooth, eloquent. Your message is, even if it's not received well, it has the potential to create balance and energy shift in another person that's probably needed. And maybe in you too. When it comes to balance, when it comes to shifts under a full moon, this is about balancing energy, and this is about you and another person. You could be shining light on your partnerships right now and seeing what's really going on. That could be coming from this boost in energy when you have the sun in your sign. This is your season. So happy birthday to those early born Cancerians and really each one of you. But know that it's your radiance and really letting out who you truly are that is creating positive energy between you and a partner. Enjoy every minute of it, Cancer, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Leo. This is a 6th house full moon for you. So this could be work, health, day-to-day habits, your routine. There's some balance that's required between routines and escapism, between your day-to-day tasks and getting work done and spending time in retreat and rest. The pleasure and the communication is certainly in retreat right now. So if you have time to rest, maybe this is benefiting your health and this is benefiting your work and your daily routines. Rest is often a good thing. I mean, we definitely can't skip over it. This is great energy for a vacation. It would be very pleasurable and maybe even thought-provoking. Yeah, a vacation here could shift your perspective on the world. And maybe that's what shows up as a bit jarring for you, Leo. Maybe this perspective shift is something that was unexpected, and this moon comes along and shines a whole new light on how you want to spend your days and what your routines should look like. And that's coming from a perspective shift. And it really could be tied to communication that was hidden, communication that was behind the scenes. Something is uncovered because you have a lot of 12th house activity here, and that is the house of secrets. It is seclusion, time alone, retreat. I hope you're enjoying a break, Leo, and I hope that whatever energy shows up, that it is ultimately benefiting your work and your health and your daily routines. Those are the topics that are going to be on high this month and for our blue moon next month. So if you're whatever's budding right now, you're going to hear more about in 4 weeks. I'll see you next time. Hi, Virgo. This is a full moon in your 5th house. So this is all about creativity, pleasure, expressing your God-given talents, children, fun, dating, romance. Maybe something comes to fruition with your friends that you are looking at differently. This could be a female in your networks, your community. There could be some communication that surfaces with your friends that really helps your creative expression, or changes your dating and romance, or is somehow bringing to light something different with your children. If you have children, then maybe the way that you play and enjoy your children is changing because of friends and networks and women in your community. Neptune is in your 7th house, so this creative, dreamlike, rose-colored glasses energy is coming from others. And the moon is putting tension on that. So it's really wanting you to look at the ways that you're not seeing other people clearly. Because there's so much energy with this moon in your 5th and 11th house, that could mean that you're not seeing members of your community clearly. Maybe you're not seeing your partner clearly, and that is starting to affect your social networks, your community. How you derive pleasure from your community, how you communicate in your networks, how do you communicate to your audience? There's some discipline that's coming from your house of creativity and self-expression and joy and fun. So as a Virgo, maybe you're just getting more disciplined about fun and creativity. And that could be shifting your partnerships and shifting your friendships. Maybe you start to see through the veils when it comes to your partnerships and friendships somehow, because you're getting more in touch with your God-given talents and who you are as a creative being. Very interesting, Virgo. Let me know in the comments below how this is showing up for you. This is ultimately any communication stuff that's going on in your networks and community. This has to do with deepening intimacy, getting support from others. Maybe something that you say to an audience or to a large group of people starts to shift the support that you get from others, maybe quite abruptly, or maybe severs support that you have been getting in some ways. There's a lot of energy here that can go either way. And I want to talk about that because I want to remind everybody that if it feels challenging at first, it's ultimately going to create shifts and blessings down the road. Don't worry if communication starts to shift your support and intimacy with other people. in ways that are uncomfortable at first, that will play out and work out in the end. And you'll just find these better ways of meeting in the middle. And that's what communication ultimately is about. It's not just one person talking, it's both figuring out a way to be heard and understand the other. Maybe that's where you're getting creative, and that starts to improve the communication and intimacy in the long term. Overall, a fifth house full moon is wonderful energy, Virgo. Enjoy the play, enjoy the creativity, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Libra. This is a fourth house full moon for you. So this is all about your inner world, how you were raised, your family, your home, your family lineage. Something about your status and how you're seen in the world is starting to shine light on who you truly are and the parts of yourself that you don't always show other people. People are going to be seeing you in a beautiful light with Venus in your 10th house and Mercury there too. You're starting a brand new cycle when it comes to career and your public image. And that's still building and in the beginning stages, but still lovely energy to have Mercury, Venus, and the Sun in your 10th house as far as your reputation in the world. This is the type of energy where something that was unclear and intangible with work starts to become clear. You can really start to put together the pieces of your routine and your health and your day-to-day activities and make it work for you in a way that creates radiant inner health, a radiant inner being, just maybe a new level of your internal world. And especially with career and how you're seen. So anything that shows up that's challenging with this full moon is really just to shift your habits and your routines. And I think that that's the only piece that could be challenging, is that what was intangible in your day-to-day work and maybe health is starting to take form, and it's requiring a lot of discipline and inner strength, but it's showing up. It's here for you to create these shifts. It's ultimately for you, Libra, this North Node in your partnership house. So this could have to do with other people. This could have to do with other people being tough on your inner world and really creating a challenge for you. And then that's what starts to shift these habits and shift your inner world in some way. I do love that Venus and Mercury are in your 10th house, though, that ultimately these are about really beautiful status changes and being seen in a different light. And with Neptune finishing its transit in your 6th house, if you've had a hard time getting healthy habits and just overall with your health, this is the type of energy that can change from within and really change your external day-to-day experience. So hang in there, Libra. Ultimately, it's going to all be really good, and maybe it feels good at the time of this full moon. But in the case that it doesn't, then just know that it's really going to pay off down the road.